Hey guys, this is Dave back at The Pipe is Right. I have two things that I want to do in this video today. First, I want to give you guys an update on the secret tobacconist. And second, I'd like to answer Jay's question on has YouTube changed me. So in the first place, the secret tobacconist. Before Kyle's Dad 77, I had 2 or 3 people who were interested in it. Because of him, I got a handful of people, 5 or 6 people, who decided to jump on. So I want to say major props to you, Kyle's Dad 77, or Phil, as I imagine you're called in real life. I really appreciate the promo. If anybody else there would promo the secret tobacconist, get the word out, man. I'd really appreciate it. I know that what happens a lot of times on YouTube is you get people who subscribe to you in a little circle, and then a lot of times your video can sit there until one of those guys does a link to your video, and then you have a whole new situation with theirs, and it spreads out in a spider web. So if you guys would be willing to do that and get the word out, that would be so incredible, and I would appreciate that. And I want to say major props to Kyle's Dad 77 on that. I think he helped floor this thing. Also, in that, I've got only 1 or 2 people in Canada. And as it stands, I don't want anybody to be crossing borders with their packages. I don't want to get anybody in trouble with international law or whatever, all that kind of nonsense. So if you live in Canada and if you are a pipe smoker, please let me know, because I already have 1 or 2 people who are interested, and I just want to make sure that there's a big enough pool of individuals out there so that they can have as awesome of an experience that we're having right here in the US of A. If I get people in Europe or other parts of the country, I'd be happy to do that. As of right now, I don't believe I do. So if you guys are wanting to get on that, let me know so that I can get you guys in on the process for the secret tobacconist. So the second thing I want to talk about today is Jay's question. Has YouTube changed me? And I think what you're going to find with me is I tend to ride the middle of the line here on these kinds of things. I hardly ever am a polar type person. I'm polarized in relatively few topics. So this is one of those things which I'm not polarized on. My perspective is in one way I did change, and in another way I definitely didn't. The first way in which I did change was, and I hope this doesn't come off as too vulgar, but in a lot of ways becoming a YouTube presenter for the pipe community was my nutting up on pipe smoking. I had friends in real life who we smoked with, and I started a club or 2 for pipe smoking, which were relatively successful and I had a lot of fun with. But I always wanted to be on YouTube, a part of this community specifically, because I think it's a wellspring of knowledge, camaraderie, friendship, and all-around awesomeness that needs to be indulged in as a pipe smoker. So if you're out there not making videos yet, you should do it. I bought my camera, my webcam, and that was a major hindrance for me for a while, is that I didn't have a camera that could do it. I bought a webcam, one of the best reviewed webcams. It only cost me 45 bucks, I think, if that, 40 bucks on eBay. If you get the money, do it. For me, like I said, it was a major nutting up. It was getting the courage to put myself out there and put it out there for scrutiny as well as for friendship or whatever. You risk yourself when you put yourself on YouTube, right? And overnight, you can go from a nobody to a sensation, or a nobody to a continued nobody, or from a nobody to like a travesty. And there is a risk to it, but it was a risk that I have been pleasantly surprised to have done. So yes, it did change me. It made me courageous in a way that I hadn't been before. And that is something that I really appreciate looking back now. In another way, it hasn't changed me at all. I mean, I fundamentally approach YouTube and presenting on YouTube as Dave, who lives in Seattle, and just a regular guy. I try to be myself on YouTube as I am day to day. I try to talk in a way and come off as I do regularly. And I think that's good. I think that promotes a genuineness that a lot of times you can't find in communities. If I try to do something that is simply to make you like me or to make my videos really popular, then I'm missing the point here on YouTube, especially in this community. For example, I really like Harjo Eric. and his presentation style, that deep, mellow lighting, and that music that he's putting on with jazz and what have you, and you know, how he manages to pontificate about pipe tobacco in a way that I could never execute successfully. I appreciate that. However, that's not me. And there will be a day that I pontificate a little bit about pipe tobacco, but I won't be going for Harjo Eric because he's been so successful at it. I won't be going for that specifically. I'll be trying to do something that's real and genuine to me, because I think at the end of the day, you'll see through that. You'll know what Dave is really about, and you'll know that he's putting on a show for YouTube. So in a really key way, no, YouTube hasn't changed me, and I hope it never does in that regard. I'll take the good, but I'm not going to turn my life upside down to become something that I'm not on YouTube. So I hope that answers your question, Jay. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.